In the quiet corridors of human connection, unseen forces bind predators to their prey. The empath, radiant with compassion, becomes irresistibly magnetic to those who feed on attention. This attraction is not a coincidence, it is a psychological dance scripted by evolution and shadowed by manipulation. Empaths sense emotion as vividly as touch, they read the room through invisible frequencies. Yet, what they mistake for emotional depth in others can often be a mimicry of their own light. Narcissists, expert illusionists, reflect that brightness to gain entry into their victim's soul. The early stage feels divine, the narcissist mirrors every dream, every secret desire the empath ever whispered to their pillow. Their charm floods the empath's system like a euphoric drug. But beneath that warmth lies calculation, hidden like venom beneath honeyed words. This pairing, at first glance, feels like fate, two halves completing a lost whole. Yet, it is an ancient trap. The narcissist does not seek union, they seek control. And the empath's generosity becomes the silent doorway through which control enters. While the empath listens, heals, and forgives, the narcissist studies and strategizes. Each story shared becomes a data point, each tear shed becomes a tool. The empath confuses intimacy with understanding, never realizing that vulnerability has been weaponized. Narcissists sense empathy the way wolves smell blood, a signal of nourishment and surrender. They are drawn to soft boundaries and unfiltered compassion. What the empath calls openness, the narcissist interprets as opportunity. At the core of this dark bond lies projection. The narcissist projects their emptiness outward, and the empath absorbs it, believing they can fill it with love. The cycle spins endlessly, powered by one's hunger and the other's hope. During the love-bombing phase, compliments rain like confetti. The empath feels seen, valued, chosen. What they do not perceive is the hollow nature of the praise. It is not admiration but investment, designed to ensure loyalty before the storm strikes. Then, the shift begins, subtle, gradual, almost imperceptible. Words that once soothed now sting. Attention turns into scrutiny, affection into criticism. The empath rationalizes, blaming themselves for the fading tenderness, unaware that the performance is ending. This phase is the extraction. The narcissist begins feeding, not on love, but on reaction. Anger, confusion, sadness, every emotion validates their dominance. The empath, unwilling to abandon compassion, becomes the perfect participant in this ritual of consumption. Gaslighting follows like smoke after fire. The empath's perception is dismantled, their memory questioned, their instincts mocked. The narcissist constructs a false reality so intricate that even truth feels unreliable. Empaths stay not because they are weak, but because they believe redemption is possible. They see the broken child within the narcissist, pleading for love through cruelty. Yet, in trying to heal that ghost, they wound themselves beyond recognition. The narcissist's fragility hides beneath armor made of grandiosity. Every slight, every challenge to their illusion, ignites fury. For an empath, this rage often feels like pain begging to be soothed, a dangerous misunderstanding that fuels continued enslavement. In private moments, the empath questions their sanity. They replay conversations that twist on themselves like serpents. The narcissist ensures confusion, it keeps the empath anchored, endlessly trying to decode what cannot be reasoned. Friends notice the change, the dimming voice, the eyes learning to hide their light. But the empath defends the narcissist, cloaking cruelty in compassion. They whisper that beneath the chaos is someone misunderstood, someone worth saving. Behind every narcissist's mask lies the terror of insignificance. They leech vitality to avoid the void within. The empath's energy acts like oxygen to that emptiness, but oxygen given to a flame only makes it burn hotter. As the narcissist drains, they offer intermittent rewards, a kind word, a sudden warmth. This reinforcement keeps the empath tethered, addicted to fleeting glimpses of who the narcissist once pretended to be. It's psychological conditioning disguised as love. Eventually, the empath begins to fragment. Sleep feels restless, thoughts spiral, self-worth corrodes under the weight of constant doubt. The narcissist's voice becomes internalized, an invisible warden whispering that escape equals failure. Publicly, the narcissist maintains a flawless persona. They are charming, accomplished, radiant. In private, they dismantle the empath piece by piece, ensuring witnesses see only the curated version of reality. The empath's instinct to rescue collides with the narcissist's instinct to dominate. Each argument becomes a chess match of guilt and persuasion. The empath continues playing long after the game was rigged against them. Dark psychology defines this cycle as trauma bonding. It's not attachment born of love, but addiction to inconsistency. The highs and lows carve deep neural grooves, pleasure and pain entwined until the empath no longer knows the difference. The narcissist senses when the empath's strength wanes and intensifies their charm anew. Promises of change lure hope back into the bloodstream. But change is a facade, the performance reloads, polished by rehearsed remorse. Gradually, the empath begins to awaken. Tiny doubts form like cracks in glass. They realize that empathy without boundaries is not love, it is surrender, and surrender in the wrong hands becomes a cage. Breaking free is not a dramatic escape but a slow exorcism. The empath must confront their compulsion to fix what does not wish to be healed. It means grieving the illusion, and reclaiming the pieces of self buried beneath manipulation. In the silence that follows departure, withdrawal sets in. The absence of chaos feels unnerving. The empath must rewire their perception, to view peace not as emptiness, but as recovery. The narcissist, deprived of supply, quickly seeks another source. Their pattern repeats, different face, same hunger. Empaths who survive this cycle learn, the predator's need for control is insatiable and never personal. Recovery demands boundaries drawn not from fear but from wisdom. The empath learns that compassion must be selective, kindness does not mean submission. Darkness cannot be healed by offering it more light. Psychologists describe empathy as emotional resonance, a double-edged sword. When uncontrolled, it becomes porous. The empath absorbs wounds that are not theirs, mistaking borrowed pain for shared humanity. True empathy requires discernment, recognizing when compassion becomes self-erasure. The greatest gift of healing is not rescuing another, but honoring one's own energy. The empath must learn to protect their inner frequency. The narcissist's legacy often lingers as ghosts, echoes of manipulation replaying in memory. Each reminder tests the empath's growth. Over time, silence becomes the weapon they never thought to wield. In therapy rooms across the world, survivors relearn trust. They rebuild identity from scattered fragments. The story that once broke them becomes a blueprint for boundary, strength, and self-awareness. Empaths who transform their pain into insight often emerge with heightened clarity. They no longer rescue, they recognize. Their sensitivity evolves from vulnerability into intuition sharpened by experience. Bond between empath and narcissist reveals more than dysfunction, it exposes the primal mechanics of human validation. It shows that love without self-value breeds dependency, and attention without empathy breeds control. When empaths reclaim their narrative, the narcissist's power dissolves. What remains is understanding, that energy given freely must also be guarded. Boundaries are not walls, they are the architecture of freedom. In the end, the dark connection between empath and narcissist serves one brutal purpose, awakening. From exploitation blooms awareness, from ruin grows resilience. And from silence, finally, comes power. What begins as fascination ends as revelation. The empath learns that not every emotional echo deserves a response. Some silences are warnings from the soul, reminders that not all cries for love come from the light. The story closes not with vengeance, but with wisdom. Light does not fear the dark, it simply refuses to fuel it. In turning inward, the empath finds what the narcissist forever lacks, peace unmarred by possession.